two continents, one heartbeat, endless stories. This is Istanbul. This is the city where continents meet and history whispers through every stone. From the call of the muezzin echoing through ancient domes to the rhythm of life along the Bosphorus, this is more than a city. It's a feeling. This is Istanbul. A city where ancient mosques, grand churches, and historic synagogues stand side by side, shaping a truly cosmopolitan spirit. In Istanbul, Byzantine history and Ottoman monuments stand side by side in timeless harmony. And just beyond, the Grand Bazaar invites you to uncover treasures in every corner. And as the city's energy rises, the passion of football comes alive in its modern stadiums, and these roaring arenas. The heartbeat of the game never slows, a place where every match feels like a celebration. Here, the aroma of world-famous food fills the bustling bazaars, and the Bosphorus carries centuries of culture between East and West. Istanbul is more than a destination. It's an experience, a journey, a living mosaic of flavors, faiths, and unforgettable moments. Welcome to Istanbul. Our journey begins here in Taksim Square, a place where the city gathers and comes to life. Locals meet, travelers arrive. The Republic Monument stands proudly at the center. Trams glide past as people move in every direction. Now we head toward Istiklal Street, a historic avenue filled with energy and stories. Listen to the sounds around you. Street musicians, conversations, footsteps, all blending into the rhythm of the city. Shops, cafes, bookstores, and galleries guide our way. As we walk deeper into Istiklal, the spirit of the street grows stronger. Here, old and new live side by side. Classic architecture meets modern life. Look up to see elegant 19th century facades. Look around to discover hidden passages and side streets waiting to be explored. And just ahead, Sisik Passage welcomes us. A historic passage, once known for its flower shops. Today, it's alive with restaurants, laughter, and warm conversation. Glass ceilings above, ornate balconies around you. A timeless atmosphere filling every corner. From Taksim Square to Sisik Passage, you've walked a path rich with culture, history, and everyday life. A journey where every step tells a story. As we step out of Sisik Passage, the scene opens up again. Daylight fills the street with a warm and easy glow. Around us, cafes, pubs, and small restaurants line the corners. Their tables already set, welcoming the flow of daytime visitors. You hear soft conversations, the clink of glasses, and calm street sounds. A relaxed atmosphere, perfect for a slow walk or a quiet break. Here, the city shows its lighter, more peaceful side. A gentle pause before the energy of the day grows stronger. Just a few steps away is Nevizade. Right now, it may look calm in the daylight, but once the sun goes down, this whole area transforms. Its narrow streets fill with music, voices, and lively crowds. Restaurants and bars open their tables to the night. You'll find food, drinks, and a warm, energetic atmosphere everywhere. If you enjoy live music and local vibes, try WM Live Cafe nearby. It's a great spot to feel the real spirit of the neighborhood. Now leaving Nevizade, we step back onto the side streets of Beyoglu. As we head toward Istiklal again, notice how the atmosphere shifts. From lively bars and restaurants, we return to the daily rhythm of the city. A short walk brings us back to the main avenue. Here, the street grows wider, and the flow of people becomes constant. Shops, cafes, and historic passages line both sides, each with its own story. Keep walking straight, and soon you'll see one of the avenue's most iconic landmarks. The red tram passes here often, adding to the timeless charm of the street. Just ahead, on the right, you'll see a beautiful red brick facade rising above the crowd. This is the St. Anthony of Padua Catholic Church, the largest Catholic church in the city, and one of its most welcoming landmarks. It was built by the Italian community in the early 1900s, and its neo-Gothic architecture immediately stands out on Istiklal Street. The moment you step into the courtyard, the noise of the avenue fades away. People from all backgrounds come here, some to pray, others to light a candle, and many simply to enjoy the calm. Inside, the tall arches, stained glass windows, and soft light create an atmosphere that feels peaceful and timeless. It's one of those rare places where you can slow down for a moment, take a breath, and feel the history around you, even the heart of the city's busiest street. As we leave the church and step back onto Istiklal, the street opens up again. Around us, small cafes line the avenue. Quiet daytime corners where people sip coffee, read, and watch the crowds pass. These places show a softer, everyday side of the neighborhood, far from the rush the street is known for. A few steps further, a familiar sound rings through the air. The nostalgic red tram gently makes its way down the middle of the avenue, moving slowly as people step aside. It's a simple moment, but it's one of the most iconic views here. A piece of history still rolling through modern life. Watching it pass feels like time briefly slows down. And as we continue toward the far end of Istiklal, the atmosphere shifts. The crowds thin, the buildings grow older, and the street begins to slope downward. This is Tunnel, small at first glance, but historically huge. Opened in 1875, it's one of the oldest underground railways in the world, built to help people avoid the steep climb between Karakoy and Beyoglu. Even today, the ride is only a minute long, but the charm around it is undeniable. Cafes, music shops, and old storefronts give the area a calm, nostalgic feeling, a gentle transition before the city leads us down toward Karakoy. From Tunnel, we continue our walk down the gentle slope toward one of the city's most iconic landmarks. The narrow streets guide us forward, and soon the top of Galata Tower appears between the buildings. As we get closer, the stone walls rise above us, reminding us of the centuries this tower has watched over the city. It's one of those places where you can feel history just by standing nearby. But before we reach the square, there's a small stop that many visitors overlook, the Cat Museum. Hidden on a quiet side street, it's a charming little space dedicated entirely to the city's most beloved residents, its cats. The city's relationship with cats is something truly special. You'll see them everywhere, sleeping on shop counters, lounging on steps, or greeting people as if they own the neighborhood. Locals care for them, feed them, and treat them as part of the community. Inside the museum, you'll find art, sculptures, and stories inspired by these animals, each piece celebrating the unique bond between the city and its street cats. It's a small visit, but a warm one. A reminder that here, history, culture, and everyday life always find a way to live together. Now we're on one of the famous rooftop terraces overlooking the heart of the city. From up here, the view opens in every direction. The winding streets of Galata below, the proud silhouette of the tower rising above them, and the skyline stretching all the way to the water. It's one of those moments where the whole city feels like a living postcard. These terraces have become popular for their creative photo setups. You'll often see "Marry Me" signs, flower arches, and romantic decorations waiting for couples who want a special memory. Others choose to pose in traditional Ottoman-style clothing, adding a playful historic touch to their photos. It's a mix of fun, tradition, and modern storytelling, all set against one of the best views you can find. And, of course, Galata Tower stands at the center of it all. Built in the 14th century, it has watched empires rise and fall, fires reshape the city, and cultures weave together over hundreds of years. From this terrace, you can almost feel that history in the air. It's a place where people come not just for pictures, but to pause, to look out, and to appreciate how incredible this city truly is. At night, Istiklal takes on a completely different energy. The lights glow brighter, the music drifts from every corner, and people gather around the nostalgic tram to take photos in the middle of the street. The whole avenue feels alive, warm, and full of movement. And just a short walk away, the Galata area settles into a softer mood. Narrow streets glowing under hanging lights, cafes buzzing, and the towers shining above everything. It's a perfect mix of excitement and charm, all in one night scene. Now we've arrived at Karakoy Pier, one of the liveliest corners of the waterfront. From here, the view opens toward the wide Bosphorus, with ferries arriving and leaving in a steady rhythm, connecting the city like moving bridges. Along the shore, people gather with their fishing rods, some for the catch, others simply for the peace that comes from watching the water. It's a quiet tradition that has lived here for generations, right beside the constant motion of the city. As we walk along the coastline, the atmosphere shifts. Street vendors, small cafes, and seaside benches create a relaxed, open-air feeling. Families, travelers, and friends all mix together, enjoying the breeze and the sounds of the waterfront. Karakoy has a way of slowing you down without ever feeling still. And just ahead, the modern architecture of Galataport rises along the shore. This area has been completely transformed, a place where cruise ships dock, travelers explore, and the sea meets restaurants, boutiques, and open public spaces. It's a blend of old and new, tradition and modern design, all sharing the same coastline. From the pier to the port, this whole stretch of Karakoy feels like a meeting point of stories, cultures, and moments waiting to be discovered. Now we're crossing the Galata Bridge, one of the most iconic walks in the city. All around us, couples and newlyweds stop to take wedding photos with the skyline behind them, the mosques, the water, and the lights creating the perfect backdrop. As we reach the end of the bridge, the atmosphere shifts again. This is Eminonu, famous for its fresh fish sandwiches cooked right beside the water. People line up along the shore, enjoying the smell of the grill and the view of the ferries coming and going. From here, the path leads us straight towards Sultanahmet and the heart of the old city. Now we arrive at the Blue Mosque, one of the most iconic landmarks of the old city. Standing here, the first thing you notice is its harmony. The 6 minarets rising into the sky, the grand courtyard, and the perfect balance of light and shadow on its stone walls. Built in the early 1600s, it was designed to reflect both power and beauty, and even after centuries, it still feels timeless. Inside, the blue Iznik tiles give the mosque its famous name, filling the space with soft color and gentle patterns. Visitors from all over the world come here, some to pray, some to admire the architecture, and others simply to feel the calm that settles over the courtyard. It's a place where history, faith, and art come together, creating a moment you won't forget. Now we step into Hagia Sophia, a place that has lived many identities over the centuries. It was first built as a great Byzantine church, later became a museum, and today it stands as an active mosque once again. The moment you enter, the Islamic elements set the tone. The huge calligraphy medallions hanging high above, the elegant Arabic inscriptions, and the mihrab that now guides worshippers toward Mecca. These features give the interior a calm, spiritual atmosphere that reflects its present role. But as your eyes move across the space, traces of its earlier history appear as well. The famous Byzantine mosaics, though partly hidden and softly illuminated, still remain in the upper galleries and arches. They're quiet reminders of the building's long Christian past, layered gently beneath centuries of change. Walking through Hagia Sophia, you feel all of these eras blending together: church, museum, mosque, each one leaving its mark. It's a living monument where history hasn't just been preserved, it continues to evolve. Every step here connects you to a story that stretches across time and faith, all under one extraordinary roof. Now we're standing in the Hippodrome, once the grand stadium of the Byzantine Empire, where chariot races, ceremonies, and celebrations filled the heart of ancient Constantinople. Just ahead is the Column of Constantine, or the walled obelisk, which once shined with bronze plates and still marks the power and legacy of the emperors. We continue to the obelisk of Theodosius, brought from Egypt over 3,000 years ago, one of the oldest monuments in the city. Its base shows the emperor watching the races, reminding us how important the Hippodrome was to public life and political power. Next stands the Serpent Column, originally from the Temple of Apollo in Delphi. It once had 3 bronze snake heads twisting upward, symbolizing victory over the Persians, and even today it connects ancient Greece to old Constantinople. And finally, we reach the German Fountain, a gift from Kaiser Wilhelm II, with its green dome and mosaic interior adding a touch of European elegance to this historic square. Now we enter the Basilica Cistern, one of Istanbul's most atmospheric historic sites. Built in the 6th century during the reign of Emperor Justinian, This massive underground reservoir once stored water for the Great Palace. As you walk inside, the cool air and soft reflections create a mysterious, almost otherworldly mood. More than 300 stone columns rise from the water, each lit gently to reveal their ancient carvings. At the far end, the famous Medusa heads rest quietly beneath the pillars, adding to the cistern's timeless sense of myth and history. Every step echoes through the chamber, reminding us how this hidden world has survived for more than 1,000 years beneath the modern city. Now we continue toward one of the most iconic places in the entire city, the Grand Bazaar. Stepping inside feels like entering a world that has been alive for over 5 centuries. Built shortly after the conquest, this massive market grew into one of the largest covered bazaars on the planet. And even today, it still beats with the same timeless energy. As you walk through its winding corridors, every turn reveals something new. Bright lamps hanging from storefronts, shelves filled with colorful ceramics, carpets woven with traditional patterns, jewelers polishing gold and silver under warm lights. Each hall has its own specialty, and every corner carries a different scent. Spices, leather, tea, wood, and incense blend into the signature aroma of the bazaar. The atmosphere here is lively but welcoming. Shopkeepers greet you with a smile. Many offer tea, share stories, or explain the craftsmanship behind their goods. Whether you're looking for handmade textiles, traditional souvenirs, antiques, or modern designs, the Grand Bazaar makes every visitor feel like they are discovering a hidden treasure. Some stores even host small, stylish fashion shows inside their boutiques. Models walk through the shop, presenting high-quality leather jackets, fur coats, and elegant designs. It's a unique and entertaining way to see the craftsmanship up close, adding a touch of glamour to the historic setting. In the Grand Bazaar, shopping becomes more than buying. It becomes part of the city's living culture, a blend of history, artistry, and warm hospitality. In this city, football is not just a sport, it is a living pulse, a rhythm that moves through every street, every cafe, and every conversation. On match days, you can feel the excitement rising long before kickoff. Here, football is celebration, identity, and emotion all at once. Our journey begins with Besiktas. Their stadium, standing proudly along the Bosphorus, is one of the most beautiful modern arenas in Europe. Surrounded by history, it feels like a bridge between past and present. When the fans begin their chants, the sound fills the entire shoreline, a deep, powerful echo of the Black Eagle. It is passion you can feel in your bones, even from outside the stadium walls. Across the water, the heartbeat of Karakoy tells a different story. This is the world of Fenerbahce. Their stadium rises over the district like a landmark of tradition and pride. On match days, the streets turn into rivers of yellow and navy blue. Shops decorate their windows, ferries carry singing fans across the Bosphorus, and the whole neighborhood transforms into one united voice. Inside the stadium, the atmosphere is electrifying, a mix of history, hope, and unforgettable loyalty. These two clubs shape a massive part of the city's identity. Besiktas and Fenerbahce, two legends, two traditions, two fan bases that support their teams with unmatched passion. In this city, football is lived every day. It echoes through the stadiums, the streets, and the hearts of millions. It is energy, culture, and community, all woven into the life of the city. Now, let's talk about one of the best parts of Turkish culture, the food. Turkish cuisine is warm, comforting, and incredibly rich in flavor. You'll find hearty soups like mercimek, the classic red lentil soup served almost everywhere, and iskembi, a traditional late-night favorite. Local dishes are full of fresh herbs, slow-cooked meats, and handmade dough. From savory kebabs to flavorful mezes and fresh-baked bread, every region has its own specialties. And no meal feels complete without finishing it with a strong Turkish tea. And if you want to try something truly special, don't miss kag kebab. It comes from Erzurum and is made by slicing tender, marinated lamb from a horizontal rotisserie. It's smoky, juicy, and served on small skewers, simple, traditional, and unforgettable. Another unique taste you should try is Turkish coffee cooked on hot coal. This slow, gentle heat gives the coffee a deep, rich flavor and a velvety foam on top. It's an old tradition, and every sip feels like a small, authentic piece of Turkish culture. And of course, nothing represents the local food culture better than a traditional Turkish breakfast. Imagine a large table filled with fresh cheeses, olives, tomatoes, cucumbers, warm bread, local jams, honey with clotted cream, eggs, and sizzling pan-fried sukuk. It's colorful, rich, and designed to be shared. A Turkish breakfast isn't just a meal, it's a slow, joyful start to the day.